Isaiah the 7th chapter, where it says hell have enlarged herself. The Most High made room in hell for our disobedience. He made room in hell for our disobedience. And when you see activity like the volcanoes erupting and all that, that show the anger of the Most High, burning hell to earth. That's showing his anger within the earth. And it burns in the lower parts of hell. Who made him this angry? The children of Israel infuriated the Most High by following the gods of the other nations. Read.
And set on fire the foundations of the mountains. I will heap mischiefs upon them. I will spin my arrows upon them.
The Most High says he will spin his arrows upon us. Read.
Verse 24. They shall be burnt with hunger, and devoured with burning heat, and with bitter destruction. I will also send the teeth of beasts upon them, with the poison of serpents of the dust. The sword without, the terror within, shall destroy both the young man and the virgin, and the suckling also, with the man of gray hairs.
So because we went against the Most High, all the things that he held, that he had a hedge over Israel and held those things at bay against us. He allowed all these things to terrorize us. The serpents, the animals, the wild beasts, to tear us apart. All these things were at bay. Now the Most High have moved that hedge to allow creation to destroy us, including the people. Read.
Verse 26. I said, I will scatter them into corners. I will make them remembrance.
I will scatter them into what?
I said, I will scatter them into corners.
I will scatter them into corners. We were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, accursed for serving other gods. Go ahead.
I would make the remembrance of them to cease from among men.
I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men. Now no one remember you, Israel now.
Hey everybody, I am doing a couple of videos today. The first one, the most important one that I want to get out here, and I've been wanting to get it out for a while now. I have been watching the Black Hebrew Israelites on YouTube, and actually in watching them for the last year and a half, I've learned more from them than I ever learned going to public school. I have realized and found out that everything I was taught in school was basically a lie. They don't want you to know what really happened when the white man came over here and claimed this as the United States. I'm trying to get my people, the so-called white people, to realize the horrific things that the white man has done. The first thing I want to show you is a map that I picked up in New Mexico, and it shows the United States, and I don't know how well you can see it, but it shows all the Indian tribes that were here. All. These were all the Indian tribes before the white man came over here. Now, when you travel around the United States today, which I do, I am a truck driver, so I go to all 48 states, I very rarely see any Indians. The only place that I might see them is down around Arizona and New Mexico. So you have to ask yourself, after you look at this map, where did they all go? When the white man came over here, he wanted this land so bad that he was killing the Indians for it. And the ones that they didn't kill, they put on reservations. Now that's just horrific, that anybody could want something that somebody else has so bad they would kill them for it. Second of all, when the white man went over to the continent that we now know as Africa, that's not what it was called back then, but they went over there and they got the black people, which everybody knows the basics of slavery. You know, the white man went over there, they got the black man, they brought him over here, and women, black men and women, children, and put them on slave ships and brought them over here and made them slaves. Now, just to say it like that, it's not really expressing the extent that it went to. There are movies out there, I mean, Roots, that's a common one. There's some other ones that talk about slavery, but and they show parts of it, but they really don't show the extent that it went to. When they were bringing the slaves over here, the ones that were getting sick, even if they were still alive, which I'm not saying that if they weren't, it would have been okay, but these people were still alive, they were sick, so they would just throw them over the ship. They said that sharks used to follow the slave ships because they were throwing people over, they were throwing babies over. Now imagine somebody to take your own child from you and throw them over into the ocean. I mean, that is just the most unspeakable thing I've ever heard of in my life. They were raping the women right in front of their husbands and everybody else. They didn't care. They had no remorse. They treated them like animals. When they made up the Constitution, the black man was known as 3/5 of a man, and to this day it's still like that. It's never been changed. So I want to come on and I want to offer an apology. Sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, I am truly, truly sorry for the horrific things that my people have done, and they still continue to do. It may not be to the extent that they did before, but they're still keeping people down, they're still oppressing people, and they're still just treating people unspeakably. And I want to offer an apology on my behalf. I know it may not be much just coming from me, but I had to. I had to do this. I had to get this out here and let you know that not everybody agrees with that, and not everybody says, "Oh, get over it." I saw on one of the YouTube videos, the kid said, "Get over it." You don't get over something like that, because I guarantee you that if this had been done to the white man, it would have been a totally different story. They wouldn't be just getting over it. So I honestly want you to know that I'm sorry for what they've done, and like I said, what they continue to do. And it's just coming from little old me. I'm nobody special, but I want you to know how sorry I am, and I hope that means something to everybody. Thanks.
Logging out.
Oh.